I started watching Hunter x Hunter, and as I do with most shows, when I start watching a new show, I immediately follow the subreddit. See what's going on there, catch the shit that I missed. I go to Hunter x Hunter. I guess I misclick and click on Hunter x Hunter and it says BL and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Just them butt fucking it, just going in Killua, butt fucking the shit out of each other. Guess BL stands for boy love or something. I don't know. It was scary.
Oh
Bad,
man, that's great.
Like I think it's gonna be a while before I try to find any's anime's subreddit.
You got to be careful with anime,
Facts,
brother.
bro. For real. It's a lot of
You
sick
type in the
motherfuckers
wrong
out there.
name, you'll see somebody in the time that they die, or you'll see hentai of them. One of the two.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the SpaceBar podcast. We're here, and we are going to be doing something a little bit original, something we haven't done in the past, but we think is going to be an interesting kind of arc for our podcast, where we are going to be doing a power bracket. So whenever we do these power brackets, what we're going to do is we're going to choose a certain category that all of the characters or animals or contestants, I suppose, of the bracket fall within a certain umbrella. This week happens to be male Pixar main character protagonists, right? So, as you can see here, we have a bracket up on the screen, and what we are going to be doing, kind of as a preface before we begin, is we're going to be discussing a battle between these two characters, and then we're gonna go through all of the brackets and then crown a winner of the male Pixar protagonist power bracket. And we're going to do that with lots of other stuff in the future. So hopefully you find this enjoyable. Please let us know below if you find this enjoyable. And if you could throw some topic ideas that maybe you would like to see in the future, that would be great for us and be super beneficial. Right?
Agreed.
Anybody have anything to add?
So meta. Are we what? So like most things that we do, we kind of just threw this together. What's the criteria that we're going after here?
So as far as the character themselves, I think their peak power level, right? Whatever that might be. Obviously,
So this is a literal battle, like a death match between each characters.
Yeah, it's a fight for sure. Like if the two fought is what's going on
Thank
here.
you for asking such a
didn't know
valid
that's what we're
question, Drew, by the way. I appreciate
I don't
it,
understand
you know?
what the other. I don't understand what other thing we could be doing.
Like how good of a character they are, how good their story is, how good their movie is. Like
We do
how
that every week on a bunch of
That's
stuff.
a valid question.
I feel like that's not a power bracket. I feel like that's just ranking our top 10 Pixar
What a
movies.
good inference
that's
of
really all power
information
rankings are.
here. That's what I'm talking about, Drew. See, this is Drew. This is why we're here. We're here, right?
Because you didn't watch the TikTok I sent where he did the original. You're cut out completely. You're completely.
Oh.
No.
What happened?
Something with his mic.
You're gonna be seeing the screen right now. That one
there
that
we
Drew
go.
puts on the screen that says technical difficulty. It looks like the Fallout intro.
My mic comes up unplugged from time to time. So
Your cum what?
yeah, you come. It was like chunky, like
You got to pull out now
cheese,
because
right?
you can't. After the deed is done, you're stuck with it.
Y'all's is orange, right?
What?
Green.
It tastes like soap if you have that gene, right?
What? We're literally talking about semen right now. We should do a power bracket of like thumb position, like where you're
Shall we go from Pixar to this? How how the mighty have fallen so quickly.
Backshot
Oh my
is
God.
the undisputed champion.
Oh,
All right.
No, here. So we need to follow up on the rules. So the second part is the peak of their character, and then so we're not going to do. It's gonna
So
be
we're doing a
canon.
battle.
Yes.
Yes. So it is a fight, but I'm just talking about like. And then I think for each battle, we'll kind of need to pick a condition that's kind of like a arena that's neutral, right? So like even taking the first battle, for example, let's look at Marlin and Flick, right? We got an ant and a fish, right? So obviously they're fighting in a boxing ring. Flick is going to be the undisputed champion because fish can't survive outside of water.
But you're forgetting...
Right, so it's got to be some sort of marshy condition.
Well, here's the thing. Flick is one of the most, if not the most, ingenuitive characters in Pixar. All right? He makes a magnifying glass out of a piece of, or a blade of grass and a droplet of dew. You know?
Nice.
Makes a whole ass bird out of leaves.
He was an inventor. Yeah, he makes a bird. So
He's no shot. He's not making a fucking mech suit and fucking that fish up, bro. He's ripping that fish's
God.
gills out.
All I know is Marlin survived a barracuda attack, okay? Right?
was it a barracuda?
That's what ate his
we-
wife, and that's what gave... Well,
Hiding and surviving
Yeah.
are two different.
you guys are
two
forgetting...
different-
Marlin
the key-
endured a barracuda
Okay, look,
attack.
Look. I'm gonna...
Yeah, but guess what? Flick just straight up kills his problem. So you think he's not going to kill this
grasshopper.
problem?
Not a fish.
But also, so Flick's antagonist is a grasshopper, and I would say a grasshopper is still even 1/4 the size of a clownfish, right? So you got to bring the dimensions of right.
Yeah, that's why he
Like-
built the bird.
I mean, yeah, but like...
And I just want to say this because we're saying Marlin survived barracuda. You don't win a fight in a group fight if you get knocked out and your side wins. That's not how you got knocked out, and that's what happened to Marlin. All right, so Marlin has a weak glass jaw, so I don't want to hear anything. So all Flick has to do is make a barracuda.
I don't think you would be
And
able
it's
to
enough.
completely
Submersible.
operate I almost said submissive. A submersible.
Submissive and breedable.
That's next week when we do the
Got
complex.
it. I don't think you would be able to completely control a submersible barracuda mech suit, right? Like you got to think of barracuda.
So where's the suspension of disbelief? A talking ant or a talking ant that can control a mech suit?
It's a talking ant.
So-
that can
I
control a
do
mech
feel
barracuda
like
suit, obviously.
the waterproofing aspect could present a bit of a problem. Like, just look, I don't know how recently you just watched Ant's Life, but I have a kid
Bug's
that's like a
Life?
baby, so I watch all of the Pixar movies all the
just
time.
said an Ant's
but
Life.
like the Bug's Life, the moment the rain begins, like it's over.
Yep.
Like, so in the water area fight that Marlin has to be in to even compete, right? Flick's already at a major environmental disadvantage because when those raindrops come
Ants
in,
don't have lungs.
right,
I just
those
googled
ants
it. Not even a problem.
are-
Ants don't have lungs.
Oh,
So
how's it? But a raindrop is literally the size of an ant. Like it's bigger than an ant. So obviously he's gonna have
It's
some.
bigger
sort
yeah.
of
than
So
an
severity.
if he's in an entire body of water, it's different than being peppered with machine gun bullets
we-
rather than just hanging out in the ammo tank. Like,
I do kind of want to focus a little bit on the fact that ants don't have lungs. Like they don't have lungs, or they don't have respiratory
don't-
systems.
I-
like they don't breathe.
I googled if ants can drown, and it says many people think they can get rid of ants by drowning them or suffocating them. These methods for getting rid of ants are simply not effective because ants do not have lungs. If they're caught in a flood, they don't. Hold on, what? When ants?
Well, they can make those little bridges, right? Or those
Yeah, they're fucking hydrophobic.
Yeah, fire
They just
ants.
ball
Not
up.
all ants do that. That's a fire ant specific thing.
Well, no ants
we
talk.
know, first
so,
off, Flick is clearly Crip, so he's got it. He's got the thing on him. You know, he's always packing. And I don't care who you are.
Yeah, you know, blood ant. Oh,
I
God.
take a barracuda over a bullet. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, with the conditions that Flick is in, even though I think that he's the far superior character because he ain't no bitch. At least you find out.
Marlin
at the end.
is a
That's
bitch.
facts.
Marlin is a bitch.
But
I
I mean,
was
what's he
to
making that
say-
barracuda out of, Nathan? Grass?
what is Marlin gonna do?
All he would have to do
He
is
doesn't-
eat him.
One bite.
And then no,
One
okay,
bite,
so
everybody
he
knows the
doesn't.
rules, Nathan.
First of all, ants are strong as hell. No shot he doesn't swallow Flick, and Flick doesn't just eat his way out.
When have you ever seen an
I'm gonna
ant, a
disagree.
single solo
Also,
ant eat its
in
way
this
out of a fish,
situation,
Nathan?
it was what, like a swamp setting? Flick doesn't even need to be in the water. He really doesn't even need a mech suit. He can just set up fucking spears. Set up
Honestly,
fish
if
traps.
Marlin even just like jumps out and lands on Flick, it's
It's a
over.
wrap.
I will
Unless
say,
he misses,
I'm
and
going to
then
say,
it's over for him because he.
a couple of weeks ago, we had the mammoth discussion, and this is a mammoth discussion for Flick because Flick is so ingenuitive that he could create weapons easily in any given environment. And Marlin is bigger than him, but he can easily create weapons. Marlin is just a fish.
Like, I don't think clownfish even
I
have
need to
teeth.
see the weapons.
So, like, his only shot is to try to get Flick submerged entirely in water, and even then, that's not guaranteed to do anything.
So this is what we'll do.
100
Clearly, we're split, right? And we got to move on because we have a few more to go to, right? Kyle, if you want to finish your thing, you can finish what you're about to say. Sorry.
Well, my biggest thing is like, yeah, maybe he doesn't have teeth, but like the moment, like fish digest their food, right? So if he gets Flick into his stomach, like he's going to begin digesting, like before he can eat his way out of a fish's stomach lining, which first of all isn't even canon to, the environment of a bug's life. He never bites anything in the entire fucking
Canon
movie.
to
right?
ants, Kyle. They be biting.
I
It's
know,
not
but
canon to ants because ants don't eat their way out of fish.
All right, we're clearly split, right? So I'm gonna flip a coin. It's gonna be, we'll do it just the way it's set up.
Yeah.
Heads is gonna be Marlin's, tails is gonna be Flick. All right. So I will go ahead and be fair and show everybody my coin.
Hold on,
flip,
are we
all
split?
right? So I haven't flipped
Because
it yet.
what did you
Haven't
say?
flipped
You
it
said
yet.
even though Flick is superior in your eyes, you're taking Marlin.
No, he is superior. I'm
They call it the
if
mammoth.
if it's a mammoth, he has weapons, right? So it's a mammoth analogy.
we never came
So I'm gonna
down
flip the
to
coin.
A one man
Every-
taking a mammoth.
we're split.
That's all I'm saying.
just flip it.
Flip it again.
Hush, Nathan.
It's heads. So
Sit,
Marlin.
Nathan.
Nah, no fucking shot.
I don't.
Boy knows who's
agree.
more
Shot this
powerful.
bitch-made clownfish.
All right, let's stay bottom tier bracket.
Yeah, we'll go 7-10.
Okay.
All right, so in case you of the viewers, these are less popular characters, right? So Ian, number 7 on the top, the bluish picture, that is the main character of Onward, right? And just a quick synopsis in Onward, because I know Eric hadn't even seen the movie. So in Onward, it is a modernized fantasy creature world, and he is
literally
a
D&D.
elf, I think, right? Yeah. That has magic powers, but doesn't know he has magic powers. But like in this scenario, we're doing peak magic, right? So every spell he used in the like throughout the movie, he has access to, right? So the expanding spell, the fireball spell, like
Get a
all of those,
staff,
right?
right?
And then Remy, this is a duo, right? So we're calling Remy, which is the mouse from Ratatouille. This is the point where he has full control over Linguini, which is the man, right? So it's after they've already practiced and made the omelet, and he's got pinpoint accuracy through the hair follicle control of Linguini, right? So it's Remy versus Ian, but Remy is driving Linguini's body through the hair control. Does anybody have any questions about the setup?
Nope.
All right.
All right. So we have a magic wielder versus basically a rat.
A rat human mech suit.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I'm
Now-
going with Ian.
I was so with Remy and Linguini, right? I looked it up. The average human reaction time, because basically what Remy is able to do is use Linguini in his own way. He's basically using him as a puppet. So basically, if Remy was big enough to do those things, he'd be doing the exact same thing that Linguini's doing, or that he's making Linguini do. The average reaction time of a human, which we could assume that maybe this applies to Ian, even though he is, I think, an orc or an ogre, or whatever,
something like that.
something along those lines. Probably around the same as a human. The average response time of a human is 25 or 250 milliseconds. The average response time of a rat is 160. So they have a quicker response time, which basically gives him an edge in, I would say, just combat in general, right? Because he's able to react to things a lot quicker. So, you can throw a fireball at him, but he'll be able to dodge it more efficiently than a human, than Linguini by himself.
Right. I'll give you that.
Ian's,
So something to
Ian's
think
pretty
about.
clumsy as well. I don't know if you watched.
Ian
the movie.
is
So
pretty
is
clumsy.
Linguini.
But not with
Remy's
Remy.
not. But so it's not Linguini. It's Remy. Remy's in control, and Remy's very
Precise.
what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, he's very
Crappy.
coordinated, right? Like he's out here chopping, quick. He's out here dicing.
He's able to dodge shotgun shots, by the way, because that happens in the beginning of the movie. He's able to dodge a bullet essentially because that old
He
lady's
also
shooting
has-
at him.
He also has a crazy sense of smell, right? So
Yeah.
like I don't know if like maybe he can smell the movement of the smell before it
it helps
happens.
Tanjiro.
Yes,
So,
Tanjiro.
yeah.
Here's I know Kyle said them, but here's a list of all of Ian's magic spells. He has a levitation spell, a velocity spell, a firework spell, a growth spell, a fire spell, a disguise spell, a trust bridge spell, and arcane lightning spell. I feel like with any combination of those, he's dusting this fucking rat. Like,
But they
There's
haven't hit
one
it dead
thing.
on.
uh,
So he has an
He has-
enlargement spell, right? That he uses on a Cheeto that he turns into a raft in the movie, right? So the Cheeto becomes from the size of a Cheeto, right? So let's say like 3 inches,
That's
right?
clearly 6
to
inches.
like it's got to be 8 to 10 feet long, right? So that's a big increase. So I know that it can be used on humans because in the movie he also uses a shrink spell
shrinks.
on his
But he was trying
brother,
to
right? So
grow
that
like
it
a
would
gas
like
can.
that would backfire. I feel like that would backfire on him if he enlarged the rat. If he enlarges Remy, he's getting
No.
clapped.
He would enlarge himself. And then the knife is like the dude's fighting with a needle.
It's fair.
Yeah, but if we circle
Right?
back
Mammoth
to this man
argument.
versus mammoth argument,
The mammoth method, bro. You got to think.
the mammoth method, patent pending. That is it right there.
I'm saying
trademarked.
like he could levitate him. If he's levitating in the air, he's useless. He can't do anything.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm just trying
boom,
to
fireball, boom, lightning.
I'm trying to make just a fighting argument for Remy versus Linguini, but I will say any magic user against a normal person, the magic user usually is the winner.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like
It's just
any
like
adept
textbook.
magic user, I'll give you that. But you
Yeah.
also said that he's clearly a clumsy boy. 16.
He is clumsy.
Doesn't have the most experience in the world. And close
He misses
quarters
his dad.
combat, if Remy and Linguini are able to close the gap, right? We already know that Remy Linguini combo has a better reaction time. So if Ian's firing a fireball spell and Remy hits him with the 1-2, don't forget it, and closes the gap, it's a wrap, bro. It's over.
Yeah,
Remy
I think it's
Linguini
definitely a close
he
fight.
breaks off of Ian.
if he hits that levitation spell first before anything, it's a wrap. He can't
But
move.
it all comes
If he
down
can't
to
move,
him
he can't
hitting-
defend himself.
I'm not going to talk about the arcane lightning.
That's what I'm saying. It's a 1-2 punch.
But he
Levitation,
has to
lightning.
hit the spell. It's a staff, so it's not.
I also
1,
want to
2,
make a
it's-
counter to the reaction time because there's a velocity spell with by nature speed things up, right? So if you self cast the velocity, are we just moving faster? Or are we reacting faster? Because if it turns everything else slower, the kind of the way that like Quicksilver was in Days of Future Past, like even with rat-like reflexes, he could be moving slow compared to the velocity spell.
Also, but what's the environment that are they?
We'll
is it
give
like
we'll
a-
give the we'll give the
I
top
would
seed the home court. So for them, it might be like a forest or
like a field.
a field or something.
Yeah, just an
Yeah.
open
But also,
field.
you got to think about it like this, right? For any we're gonna take this as like a Mortal Kombat, plop them down at the same time type of fight, right? So
Yeah.
you have to think that any self casting is taking up precious time. If Remy and Linguini are on it off Gumbus, any type of self cast is gonna take up time that's closing that distance.
Just saying, this mouse brought a knife to a lightning fight.
Yeah, but are an adept magic caster has to hit his shots.
I would say with being a scrappy rat having to survive in the gutter, you know what I mean?
What
He made it out. He
is?
came out
Is
the
he a
mud.
New
He's
York
making it out
rat?
the mud.
Is he a New
No,
York
he's a
rat?
French rat.
He was in
He's
some
a French
secret
rat.
Nim shit.
He's a
But he
French
did-
rat.
Well, he's a
He did
no
have to-
shot. He's not clapping this French ass rat.
What?
All right, let's
You
take a
act-
vote.
My boy was dodging shots.
Like, if
He
you
was
said
dodging
if you
shots.
said a New York rat, maybe, because I feel like
I don't know
New
if you've
York
ever,
rats
like,
are so desensitized to the presence of a human that it's
So
not
are
bothering
French
them at all.
rats.
I
You
don't know,
gotta
I've
think
never
about,
been to
like-
fucking France,
But you have to think
Or like
rats-
any
also-
urban
no,
rat.
Rats
But hold
have
on,
been
we're not talking
around
about-
for so long, right? Rats have.
Let's take a break from diving into the rat because we're using the universe, right? So it's the same thing with Marlin and Flick. Like we're not taking ant attributes, right? So even if you just look at the movie, Remy is like a bitch. He doesn't even Ian is clumsy, but Remy doesn't even like to get his hands dirty, right?
That
He
is
doesn't
true.
even like to touch trash, but he's gonna be a stone colder 1-2 rat 1-2. Get him off
He's not
ramp.
using his
I don't think
hands.
Remy.
He's using
Nah.
Linguini's hands. He doesn't have to worry about getting his hands dirty. It's Linguini's hands getting dirty.
Remy's
I'm
anxious.
just saying that you're giving him the characteristics of a boxer, right?
No, I'm giving him
I
the characteristic
appreciate-
of a stone cold.
I appreciate and validate your argument, but my vote has to go to Ian because he is a magic wielder.
Lame.
I'm going Ian as well.
Unfortunate.
Nathan, for our podcast
Ian,
listeners,
sorry.
thank you. So Ian
yield.
is
Moving on.
moving on. So are we gonna go to our?
I don't want to
number one
redo,
seed?
so let's do originals first
Okay, so we'll
before
do
we go to round twos.
Gail and Luca.
I'll get back to them.
Miguel.
Miguel and Luca. So, in case you're not familiar with Pixar movies, Miguel is the little boy from Coco, right? And Luca is the little boy from Luca. Miguel has 0 powers except ripping on guitar, and Luca can turn from a Leviathan-style fish monster to a human boy, and he's also got some pretty good ingenuity when it comes to like creating things.
So I'm at disadvantage because I don't think I've seen Luca yet, but I have seen Coco. And what I will say is, one, dying changes a person, you know? So
Yeah, he was able to survive in like the underworld, like in the afterlife. I think
he wasn't only able to survive, he thrived in the underworld.
staged a coup.
So I'm just saying. But this is mainly going to be y'all because I have not seen Luca.
So my main thing is that Luca has actual abilities. It's kind of like the Remy Ian fight. Like while it's a mouse controlling a human, it's essentially it was just a man fighting a dude that has magic powers, and Luca can literally turn into a sea monster that
That's
can breathe
true.
underwater, right?
But we are giving
Okay,
home court
so-
advantage to the top seed.
I also feel like we're giving Monster a lot of weight when he's essentially just a wet lizard. He just turns into a lizard.
I mean,
That's all he
if you had
does.
2 little boys,
Like, not even
and
a-
one of them had a tail, you're not going to give the one with the tail the advantage.
I am 100%. Especially if they know how to use it. It's
They
it's
do.
a
He's a
it's-
god
it's
with
a
it.
third arm.
Yeah,
Can he
100%.
traverse land in lizard form?
Yes.
No, it's only when he's.
No, he's got to be wet.
See?
Air,
So let's-
no, clear. You know.
But I
But
mean,
like,
he could have
how
a
wet?
bottle of water.
Is it like ankle deep? Just like
No, like literally when it rains, he turns back into the fish.
so he could just be in the middle of this, like walking down the street and it's raining, and he's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point of the movie. Is like he's trying to be a real boy,
Like
but
Pinocchio.
he's also trying to hide his identity as a sea creature.
That's an allegory for homosexuality.
Is it?
I feel like it is. I haven't seen the movie, but that's
I
the
feel
vibes
like
I
it
get.
could be. Because that was like
I just feel like
looking up Luca memes. That was like a number one meme. Was Luca and
Yeah.
Alfredo.
yeah, and it was like super homoerotic.
Sussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, but
But
also,
nonetheless,
does he have outside of just being able to transform into this fish? When he's in fish form, does he display like any type of significantly like better strength, or does he just look different? Like,
I mean, he doesn't really do it. Like, he doesn't display any heavy lifting. But my just saying is, like, if you have a boy and a boy that has even 1 point above another boy, like, what does Miguel have? Like, he didn't even fight in the other world. All he did was run around and sing.
who did Luca fight?
Like, he does nothing of physical aptitude in the entire
run.
show.
Aside from like
Yeah, he runs
turning
around.
into a fish, what does Luca do?
I mean, first of all, he is coordinated in both land and sea, right?
Double coordination.
And secondly, if it's wet enough, he's got a fucking tail. I just don't understand what your argument for Miguel is. Like, I get that you're trying to put down Luca, but I haven't heard a single argument.
He's
for
got
why
a
Miguel would
guitar
win.
and he survived the afterlife. He's just using the guitar as a weapon, smacking Luca in the fucking face.
It wasn't like the fucking Hercules, like
Yeah,
the
that's why
fucking
he's using a weapon,
Hades.
Kyle.
It was
Because he's not
literally a
Hercules.
party.
But
They were
even like a
drinking
child
tequila
singing,
and singing songs, and they were having parties, and they were dressing up in costumes and riding around their fair. It wasn't the real underworld. If anything, it was more like heaven than hell.
He's got a point.
I never said it was hell. I just said it was the afterlife.
Well, underworld is kind of like synonymous with. A lot of people said
Yeah.
underworld. I wouldn't call it the
Afterlife.
underworld. The
Afterlife.
No,
afterlife.
afterlife for sure.
I'm taking Luca over Miguel any day of the week.
I'm taking Luca just because Miguel has like. If it was American Idol, I'm taking Miguel. Obviously.
Viva la raza, puto.
Yeah, I feel like you're bringing race into it.
I mean, that's what
And
the whole fucking
he's
movie's about,
Italian.
Kyle. Yeah, no shot that I just don't understand your argument for Luca either. Your argument is just he can turn into a lizard. Okay.
Okay,
Lizards are super fragile.
But Kyle, we need to remember home court advantage goes to the top seed, which means Miguel, which is going to be Mexico. It's I would say specifically his little like area where his house is going to be his arena. Or it's the underworld.
Yeah, and he's got the dog sidekick that turns into a huge
You don't
beast.
get the dog
this isn't, yeah,
sidekick.
this isn't fucking
It's a 1v1.
main character.
Oh,
And doesn't
okay,
get the whole
but
main
Linguini
character
can get
sidekick.
Remy.
And if
That's different.
And also, if it was a sidekick plus, Luca's sidekick is another boy. So I mean,
Yeah, that other boy is getting clapped by the thing that his dog turns into.
Ripping looking thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
at the
taking
end,
Luca
yeah, if we're doing
over
peak.
Miguel any day of the
But
week.
in the 1v1, even with home court advantage, Luca like spent his entire life trying not to die. Miguel spent his whole life trying not to
He spent the entire movie trying not to die in the afterlife. If you die in the afterlife, you die in real life,
Trying
Kyle.
not to piss off his grandma. Like,
It's not real die. It's just, oh, I'm spending too much time here, so then I'll be dead, right? Like people were actually hunting Luca.
Yeah, because he's a punk ass bitch. I bet you he probably made some sick ass boots.
All right. Let's vote.
I'm taking Luca.
Let's not spend too much time.
I'm
on
taking
this.
Luca.
Yeah, because
Kyle made. I know, but Kyle made a
good.
good argument. I do think both of these are little bitch boys.
Yeah,
But I'm
100%.
gonna go with Luca just because if it rains or he gets slightly moist, he's got a tail.
Oh man.
Yeah, for all we know, if he runs too hard to start sweating, that motherfucker is turning.
All right. Yes. What do we want to do next? Mr. Incredible versus Lightning McQueen.
Yes.
I feel
the
like
last one.
this is an
Ka-chow.
easy one. Ka-chow. What? Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, no shot you pick Lightning McQueen.
No, I mean, I really,
definitely
for this
taking
one,
Mr.
I don't know.
Incredible. Yeah, for this, it's not even like.
You don't know?
I think
In the movie, he's lifting up full-size trains, one on each arm. This is a little goop car.
First of all, Lightning McQueen's so fast.
so fast.
He stops a train.
Mr. Incredible dies.
He basically stops a bullet train in the beginning of the movie. Granted, that is peak Mr. Incredible, but he basically gets back into shape by the end of the movie. So if he can stop a bullet train, he can stop
Yeah,
Lightning
I'll give it to
McQueen
Mr.
eventually.
Incredible.
Lightning McQueen has literally nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't even have thumbs. So
I mean,
I'll give it to Mr.
He's a
Incredible.
I mean,
talking
Mr.
car.
Incredible is going to be one of the most powerful in like it's going to be a close.
That's
like,
whenever I was confused when he made it a death battle, and we have a literal fighter on the fucking mat or on the ranks or whatever.
I mean, there's no way to make it fair. I mean, like.
I
Really
mean,
can't even speak English. How is he going to win a singing contest? Like, everyone's going to have their disadvantages.
I mean, you can sing in other languages, Kyle.
Well, I mean, in Rat, like, the judges are obviously us. I don't speak Rat. Maybe you, Eric.
All right. So I feel like
this is a shoe in Mr. Incredible.
This
Easy.
is unanimous. It's Mr. Incredible. I don't think Lightning McQueen even stands.
I mean, I feel like if Lightning McQueen was able to
a
catch
chance.
Mr. Incredible off guard, right? If he was able to use his ka-chow super speed and he was able to get behind Mr. Incredible and sweep the legs, I think it could be enough to catch him off guard for him to roll him over a couple times, which could potentially injure Mr. Incredible, maybe.
It's like you said, it's a Mortal Kombat, right? You're dropping him in face to face.
And then, like, you know, but you're dropping him in face to face, right? Like this. Lightning McQueen hits that dig, bam, straight to the left. All right.
Yeah, and
Bam,
then
straight to
Mr.
the
Incredible
right,
just
and then-
watches him from every angle in a power stance,
Let
rotating on the spot.
Let me make this point. Do we think the little death ball that Mr. Incredible beats on the island would lose to Lightning McQueen?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
the Incredibles in a long time. I'd have to rewatch it.
It's whenever he's.
it's kind of like the world's type monster.
Yeah.
It's like a little ball
With
with
Doc
tentacles.
Ock
If
arms.
Lightning McQueen,
I
had
think that would fuck up Lightning
maybe-
McQueen too.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Mr. Incredible beat that.
Yeah,
So Mr. Incredible collapsed the
I
60.
don't even think it's close. Yeah, I'm not even on the
Yeah.
border. Like, I don't know if we're just out here trying to make conversation,
trying to make an
but this is a sweep for me. Like,
I was just trying to
Yeah.
make an argument. All of the other.
It was valid.
no, don't get me wrong. Lightning McQueen's a strong fighter. If you match anybody against him, really, besides Mr. Incredible round one, I think it's a pretty good fight. You know, for Lightning McQueen, like against anybody. But Mr. Incredible is just too powerful. Like, there's always going to be that one. It's like in the TikTok, it's like Elsa. Like, it's no matter who you put Elsa against, right? She's gonna fuck up every Disney princess in the whole universe.
Yeah. Maybe not Mulan, but yeah. It's a
No, she fucking kills Mulan.
Mulan's a warrior.
I think if Mulan
Okay, well, this is not on power bracket right now.
Mulan and Jasmine can tag team Elsa. That's all I'm saying.
God.
So we're moving on to Woody and Marlon. Woody, obviously the number one seed, gets the home court, but we can't be completely unfair to Marlon. So it would have to be some type of
They're in the bathtub with shallow water.
yes, that'll
Yeah.
work. That'll work.
I like
Yeah.
that. I think Woody takes this
I think
easy.
he does
Easy.
too, honestly. He's definitely big enough to.
Marlon's a bitch, right? He beat the ant for seed one, but he's got 100 times the size.
See, I think
right?
it might be closer than we think it is, just because Woody's not solid.
Does Buzz have Nemo?
If it was Buzz versus
yeah.
Marlon, it's a no brainer. But with Woody and his
I-
clawed
okay.
legs,
What I was not even
Oh,
that.
he
So
does have claw
whenever
blades.
I was a child, I had a Woody toy, and a lot like the Woody toys nowadays, Woody's head is made of a hard plastic. And I don't know if you've ever laid or sat on that motherfucker's nose, but that motherfucker hurts. And all Woody has to do is, all you have to do is he has to just head smash Marlin several times, and he's going to impale
He doesn't
the
even have
fish.
to do. He has spurs, bro. He's
I was say he's got spurs on his
they're
boots.
also not
Back
real
kick
spurs, they're
that-
plastic spurs.
he's a fish.
Yeah,
He
it's
is a fish.
Like, it's a clownfish at that.
You guys are
Bro,
talking
he's-
about some damn spurs.
Boom.
I'm just
Marlin's
looking at
blind
those
now.
Posse
plastic.
fish.
They're not real.
I'm voting Woody
Woody.
on this one easy.
And if we're going like just Woody in the universe, I'm pretty sure Woody has a gun. So
No, he
It
doesn't.
doesn't
He
shoot
lost his
though.
gun.
He doesn't. Yeah, he does. He doesn't have a gun. Remember, because he
He's
has to
got a
put
holster.
he got a holster. He puts the matchstick in his holster whenever
Yeah,
in the first one. That's him.
True.
He does
That's basically a fishing line. Game, set, match.
strangle him.
I'm fucking.
there's a snake in my boot. Does he have the
And
snake?
a spur in your gut.
All right, I feel like this one's pretty easy too.
I
Sully-
low key want to
Sully
fix this
versus
bracket for a fight that I
So
want to see.
Sully and Ian is an interesting matchup because Ian does have magic, but at the end of the day, back to the previous argument, I guess that y'all had, it's all about speed. Sully is Wikipedia. His Disney fandom page says he weighs 768 pounds to 795 pounds. He's specifically strong, and he's pretty quick in the movie. Like he's not not crazy fast, but he's quick. He's quick enough.
Like 768 pounds of pure fucking
Exactly.
When he's hitting that, the twins in the
Bro,
bunk bed,
the way he fucking
he's going quick.
the way he's bending Randall, no shot, he's not fucking Ian up. He's breaking that man's back.
Also, not even just on an offensive, I feel like he could take a dead-on fireball and arcane lightning to the chest and then be unaffected. That motherfucker is bricks.
I will say, I think he could take the fireball. I don't know if he could take the lightning, but also he does have sharp-ass teeth and claws, so...
I wouldn't say he wouldn't be unaffected, but he could definitely take the blow for sure.
He's a tank character. He's got high
He's
hit points.
basically a grizzly bear. Like, a grizzly bear versus an elf. The grizzly bear wins. Like...
Yeah, I think we're all on Team Sully here.
Because I want to see that.
Yeah. Obviously, let's come back to the move Sully, but let's come back to this one because obviously that's the real championship.
Right. All right.
You should have split them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
So-
didn't realize until like after we started.
Split what?
The two
Sully
powerhouses.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Alright.
So let's go Woody, Luca.
Woody's
I'm going to
still
say
court.
one name and one name only, Sid. And we all know what happened to Sid. And all
100%.
Luca is a little boy. All right?
The size advantage, I don't think that Woody could beat it.
I mean,
Not
you
the
gotta think,
size of it.
Woody has home court here, so
So he's in a playroom, but he's still solo.
I mean, but he took down Sid quite a few pegs. If he's got
but
enough of an environment behind him where you drop him and he just scrambles away and not towards the target.
okay,
See, but
here,
Woody
let me
relies
counter
almost
this.
exclusively on his sidekicks. He relies either on Buzz or the gang of other toys. Woody never solos anything.
And let me counter the Sid argument, because in the knocking Sid down a few pegs, what he does is he freaks Sid out. Now, if this is Miguel, maybe, right? But if it's Luca, who is a literal underwater monster that transformed into a boy, he's not scared of a toy.
That's what you would think, Kyle. And that was going to be my point, was we're thinking about this on a physical 1v1 thing. But what Woody would successfully do is do psychological warfare against Luca. Because if we're doing the rules that we're doing, Luca gets dropped into a play area, right? And in front of him is a toy. And as far as he's aware, even though he's a magical creature, right, he would still have the
This is a valid
mindset
point.
that toys are toys and that's it. So when he is like, oh, there's a toy, he picks it up, he does the thing that Sid does, and he's like, I know who you are, lizard boy, with his head spinning around. It freaks out Luca, and Luca doesn't know what's going on. Now, Woody, with his back string thing, spins around, turns off the lights. Now it's a whole nother game.
Rips his arm off.
I'm just saying, bro.
The thing is, you haven't seen Luca, so you don't know. But Luca doesn't know what human things are, right? So he wouldn't be scared. He would be like fascinated.
Ariel, like
Yeah, like he doesn't. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't. Like he wouldn't immediately think it's a toy and be scared that it was acting not like a toy, right? He would immediately see it acting not like a toy and perceive it as a threat and attack
Okay,
it.
but let me hit you with another hypothetical here, right? Back to the getting dropped into a playroom same time, okay? Woody on the ground playing toy, okay? Luca looks away to survey his environment, looks back, Woody's gone. It's on, all right? Woody's able to scramble to whatever type of weapon. Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Not the Woody run.
Arguably, the Woody run is better than the Captain Jack Sparrow run. Anyways, he scrambles and he's able to get into his bag. Literally, he gets any type of toy. You know, there's some toys that kids just aren't supposed to play with. He throws, he catapults a Barbie doll head into Luca's throat. All right, Luca's busy trying to. And what does Woody do? He scrambles for another toy. All right. What's this one? It's a Nerf gun. It's already loaded, and it's got a thumbtack at the top of the Nerf. Bam! Right in the eye. And then it's
and also to build on that, like Luca's still a kid, right? He has nightmares. He can get spooked easily. And building off of the strategy that Eric has created, if you saw something and then all of a sudden it was gone, no matter who you are, you're freaked out. You're like, what? Okay, maybe I'm just imagining things. And then Woody can talk, so he has to pretend to be a spooky ghost and then just continue to move shit, like stuff that's on the shelf, push it off and then hide real quick. Luca's going to get spooked and he's going to freak out and probably just,
I mean, at the end of the day, this is a power bracket. So he's
I think
out.
it's a fight.
It's not a brain bracket.
But that's a way of fight, is psychological warfare.
That's why we're giving home court as well.
Luca's literally ripping his limbs off.
But that's if Luca picks
I
him
think-
up.
I
If
think we're
Luca
going to a
knows
coin
he's
flip here.
supposed to do that, right?
Luca knows how to defend
Luca
himself.
has to fight.
If it's a fight, okay. If I said, "All right, Kyle, you're about to be in a battle," and then there's just like, I don't know, like you're about to fight a ferocious creature, and then all this, it's like those things that happen in like goofy sci-fi movies. Out comes an adorable little creature. You're like, "Oh," and your guard goes down, and then all of a sudden it just roars and has sharp fucking teeth and a huge mouth and like tentacles out of its mouth to pull you in.
Yeah, but Woody has none of those things.
But that's what I'm saying is if these people are aware I'm in a 1v1 fight, I'm getting teleported in, and there's a toy in front of him. First off, not an alive toy because he'd hit the Andy's home type of thing and just be on the ground. He's not gonna know. He's gonna be like, okay, where's my opponent? And then that's it. And then Woody can fucking do whatever he's got to do.
Do what?
I think
What's
he
Willie's?
gets one or two cheap shots, and then Luca knows it's a fight with a toy, and you fuck up the toy.
I mean, but it depends on how severe those one or two cheap shots are. If he's able to do
And
any
is
type
this-
of severe damage, which he would probably be able to do depending on the environment, I'm taking Woody, honestly.
And what type?
I think we're
in
gonna have to
this
go
scenario
to a coin
is
flip. I'm
it?
taking Luca easy.
For sure, let's Luca. And also, but in this scenario, is it these fights? Are they happening sequentially, or are they getting like rests between like?
But yeah,
Rest, yeah, they're fully charged. I
Sounds
mean,
like a
I'll even go
gauntlet.
far enough to say like they have no memory of the previous fight. Like
Yeah,
it's it's a ground zero, right?
fight.
Mine wiped. All right, well let's
Let's
go
just flip
ahead.
this because like it's irrelevant anyway because they're not getting past this the semifinals.
Psychological
Or the finals.
warfare, bro. Yeah, they're not getting past the
finals.
semi. Oh yeah, the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the semifinals.
Okay. All right. So here comes the coin flip. This isn't going to
I
count
like-
because I want to click it myself.
I like how you hit the X on Flick and no one else. Like R.I.P. Flick. All right, hit the coin.
All right. So
What
top,
do you
bottom,
sense?
heads, tails. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth.
Let's
Wow.
go, Luca.
Google just
I've lost
failed us.
Even the coin knows.
Google just failed us.
Google failed us the first round.
All right, this is about to be the
Not shot
bulk
Flick's not killing
of the
you.
conversation.
Absolutely. And
All right.
Sully is the top seed. I would even go as far
Sully
to
is the
say
top
the
seed.
home court advantage is the door factory.
I would. Is it the hold on? Okay, so just so everybody knows, it's the next round that we're doing is Sully versus Mr. Incredible. Is it the Door Factory, or is it Mr. Incredible sleeping? Now I know we said it was a Mortal Kombat dropping, but for the majority of Sully's screen time, he's a scarer. In Monsters University and in Monsters Inc., he is a scarer. So that was his occupation and what he was going for.
Sully
Who cut
is
it for Dreamland?
basically a stealth assassin grizzly bear.
I want to hit the dimensions thing real quick. Not like alternate dimensions, but like the dimensions of these characters, right? So we already have the weight of Sully, but like I find the weight kind of difficult to believe because, in my opinion, Mr. Incredible and Sully, I want you to like try to, if you can find two pictures of them both next to a door. Like we're just gonna assume that
Sully ducks under
all the
doors.
doors are the same size, right? That I think Mr. Incredible might actually even be
Mr. Incredible is
bigger than
6'7".
Sully ducks under doors.
I want to say Sully is above a door
Yeah,
frame
100%.
almost every time.
I can
Yeah, he has to
distinctly
duck.
remember him doing one of them.
Okay, I literally just Googled it to solve this issue. Mr. Incredible is 6'7", Sully is 7'8". So
That's a big motherfucker.
if we're going off the Sully's home ground is Mr. Incredible while he's asleep, he's ripping that motherfucker's throat out.
Hold on,
Like,
real quick. Hold on.
I
Hold
would
on.
say a dark room. A dark bedroom is
To
the
put a pause
is
on
the
this,
arena.
I googled how tall is Sully, and I guess I typed how tall is Sully, but the first picture is Sully from Monsters Inc. and it said 5'6", and I was like, there is absolutely no shot. My man's a
Maybe
short
Mike.
king giving me hope. Ain't no way. But I would say if we're doing full on home court advantage,
I'd say a dark bedroom.
I think Dreamland. To be
I'll give it a
completely
dark
honest. I think
bedroom.
Dreamland would be a completely fair fight, especially given if
Let-
if Mr. Incredible still has his super abilities in Dreamland. I would say Dreamland,
Is Dreamland where? Wait, where's Dreamland?
and he's in his dream. Sorry.
Oh no, that's not how that.
yeah, it's not fuck. He's not Freddy Krueger, Eric.
Yeah,
they have
Jesus,
doors
bro.
that just it's like multiverse type
You
shit.
misunderstood the whole movie.
Might as well be. Drew said in his dreams.
No, no, I meant like him as like Mr. Incredible asleep, but that would be a disadvantage of Mr. Incredible. So I would say a dark bedroom would be the arena.
Here, I want to bring up another point. So we have
That's where
established
Sully
the height
operates.
difference of 1 foot 1 inch, right? And the weight difference of, I would say that Mr. Incredible probably weighs 400 pounds, right?
I'd say like 400 pounds.
The build, right? So Sully's got about double, right? But the strength to ratio, I'm trying to think about
320.
the
Mr.
movie,
Incredible weighs
right?
320.
So
But
almost triple.
but how much? But he can lift far more.
So
than
his
Sully
powers
weighs.
are superhuman strength, durability, and stamina. But
Okay,
I would say he
but
can definitely lift 2
Google a
tons.
train car. Google a train car. He can lift a train car with one hand.
but is the durability the suit or him?
63 tons.
It's him because his suit rips and stuff.
Yeah.
He gets cut.
Also, Mr. Incredible has a BMI
But he also
of
bleeds.
40%.
He can't. Mr. Incredible can bleed because he gets cut by the machine thing, and he actually
If
gets
you
cut.
can
So Sully's
bleed,
talons and
if you can
fame-
make him bleed, you can kill him.
Tell me,
Do you
do you bleed?
For sure.
Yes.
But I want to say that Sully is not anywhere as near as strong as Mr. Incredible, because like, yeah, he like the biggest thing I could think that he struggles to push all of the furniture across the room. Like he does it like pretty easily, but it's like. Go
I
ahead.
get it. He's Mr. Incredible. I will agree with you. Is 100% stronger, but Sully, one, I feel like has reach, and two, at the end of his reach, he has 4
He
or
also
5 claws
fucks up
at
the
end.
huge crab thing at the end. Like that's a pretty big, like heavy thing.
That's
Doesn't he?
facts.
Doesn't he fight the big
The crab thing.
the bad guy, Mr. Hightower or Water Tower or whatever?
I mean, he's on like villain.
Yeah,
he's
I
like
mean-
an old crab. man.
He's like an old dude for sure.
But
anything,
he is
Honorable
strong. Like
Snowman
there's
Mike
the
would be-
part where he like punches the steel door and like dents it.
I mean, he's definitely strong. Like he lifts up.
But also you have to think of like
some
proportional strength too. You're 7'8", you're gonna be strong regardless, pretty much. Especially if you're 700 plus pounds. If you're 7'8", and
Well,
you're
I'm definitely giving you
mobile.
proportional strength. I'm just saying here, since no one fucking did it, let me do it.
But okay,
You're asking
I
how much
get
a
that he's
train
stronger,
car weighs?
Kyle.
I don't know if
But
you
like
remember, but 2 minutes
bodybuilders
ago-
are not good fighters,
I
right?
said 60
I mean,
tons.
granted, Mr. Incredible probably does have combat but like Sully is like a beast, you know.
Yeah, I know you
so
said.
like,
I know you said a ton, like
63
67 tons.
tons.
I know, I got you, but you don't like. We haven't. We
Out of a
haven't.
train car.
Yeah, that's 130,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's,
Sure, he's
Like
strong.
you're gonna
He
tell
is
me
strong.
that a punch of 130,000, like I get, he's gonna take damage, right? But Sully getting punched with a hundred, like he weighs 800
Yeah,
pounds.
but
He doesn't
let's-
even weigh 1,000
but
pounds.
this isn't a fair fight, right? We have home court advantage. It's a completely dark room.
Okay, I get it. It's a completely dark, but he can't see in the dark. There's got to be moonlight.
yeah, I would say
Like
there's moonlight.
night vision
I
isn't
would-
one of his abilities.
Yeah, it's like a dark bedroom. Like so,
I would
there's
say
there's like
because of his-
ambient light.
I would say because of his
If anything.
experience in the field, shout out, he has more
Who
adept.
are you referring to?
Sorry, he has more
Okay.
adept low light vision than Mr. Incredible. It's
Yeah.
gonna take Mr. Incredible's eyes a few minutes to adjust, at least a few minutes to adjust to being in a near complete dark room. It's gonna
There's
take Sully
also
that much time.
he's also pretty sure. Like there's a whole scene where he does like push-ups with like a whole team on his back. Like
Yeah, I
Literally
also
putting
think
the
that
team on his
like
back.
I think you have to take into the effect that Mr. Incredible fights for a living, and Sully has never been in a fight in his life. Right?
yes,
yeah,
he has.
he's got claws.
His movie's about a fight. He fights the abominable snowman.
Nobody in that movie knows how to fight, is the preface, right?
Yeah, but you know what?
Strangled
Sully's
Randall.
real life experience is psychological warfare.
And he remember he pried that bitch off of when Boo was in the thing that was about to suck her laughs out, and he like pries that shit away from her.
Pretty easily too. It's just like
It's like a fucking mama bear strength. Like
because it is home court advantage and they are in a dark room. Sully knows how to hide and lurk in the shadows, so he could do a attack hide strategy.
if we-
and I get Mr. Incredible. One is super strong. If he can land a punch, he can probably end the fight in one punch.
Nice.
But Sully is a beast with fangs and claws
stealthy beast.
and is stealthy and is quick. It's basically like a grizzly bear versus like a power lifter who fights crime. I mean,
See, I think that's a bad analogy, right?
I don't know, but if we rotate back to the mammoth method, right?
not even a grizzly bear.
If we rotate
Yeah.
back to the mammoth method, all right?
Yeah, like even in like literally hand-to-hand combat, like Sully is literally shredding Mr. Incredible. Like
Also, I think
I
Sully
understand
has
he's
a better
taking damage.
reach.
he has sharp
But
claws
if-
and
if-
horns. Just
But all if he
headbutt, it's
grabs, if he grabs Sully, Sully can't do anything about
headbutt,
it.
horns,
Because-
boom.
Yeah, because I don't think Mr. Incredible's durable. He might be like slightly more durable than the average.
Also,
man
like-
because
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, even if he did grab him, like, Sully has several, like, he could horns him, or like, why would you? In what situation would you think getting like that close with something with teeth that sharp and that big would be like beneficial to your pursuits there? Like, no shot, he's not grabbing him and then just getting his face eaten because his hands are out of the way.
That's valid.
He doesn't have super skin.
What it comes down to me is Mr. Incredible definitely has more experience fighting and is stronger, but Sully is more lethal in my opinion because of his attributes. Because he has claws, he has sharp teeth, he has a tail. Let's not forget that Sully's got a tail, and he's in his home environment, which is a dark room, which he is going to be more adept in being in, whether it's a fight or not. It's just like it's like Vietnam all over again, man. They're in the trees. You're fucked, bro. Guerrilla warfare never works.
You fortunate son. It's fucking. You know, fucking, it's over. Given this environmental setting, Sully gets the dub, I think.
I'm leaning more towards Sully.
I am also, given the environmental setting, leaning towards Sully.
I'm still giving it to, I'm still giving it to Mr. Incredible, but that's
You
a
bring up
mid-defeat.
good points. I think. But
Now you have to reap what you sow. Fight him, Luca.
and
this
the winner
isn't even a
is
question.
Soul.
Literally eating
wait, no, hold on,
we can
whoa.
make it a fight
Oh, yeah.
because Luca has home court, so home court is obviously going to be the
Luca
water.
doesn't have home court because Soli's ranks number 2.
You're right. I was going with the top and the bottom. You are absolutely right.
I mean, I think even a fully underwater where he is fast as fuck with a tail, like he's just not gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah, no, it's
He
the
can't-
same damage.
like even if Sully was asleep and he hit him 1,000 times, like
Yeah, I feel like Sully in the water is just like an
unaffected.
alligator.
Yeah.
Have we ever seen Soli in water?
No.
no.
But I wonder how much of
I don't
that
think we've
muscle
ever
loses if he gets wet.
We have seen him
Like a
wet.
wet
I
dog.
think.
Like a wet,
I think we've seen it.
long-haired.
Be careful typing in wet Soli.
I'm typing.
I'm not googling that one.
I will. I want to see.
I'm not ready to see that
I think I am.
or unsee that.
Let's see. Wet.
Soaking wet, slutty salt.
Whoa. How did you... Can you see my...
Am I sharing my screen?
We saw him wet, but I guess we don't.
This is my hair wet, and this is my hair wet.
One is a guy...
He might maybe
Sully
like
has to
whenever
shower.
they're his no, that's Mike Lazowski whenever they're in the locker
Yeah.
room and it's
Mhm.
Mike Lazowski.
Which
not
there
really-
could have been an
the other
argument
muscles
that
gets,
he
like,
could have been
sprayed
on
down
here.
too. The yellow one. The yellow one gets sprayed down with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the 2319 or whatever, and he gets all wet.
that spells
That's
kid.
that's what I was thinking
Shaved
of.
and then shit hosed down or something. Like they put up a
Mhm.
little shower.
And he's a nude.
Yeah, it's not even any type of.
It's not even a
argument,
competition.
It's not a question, it's nothing. Especially if it's the same environment, you're just gonna walk up to Luca and bite his fucking head off, literally.
Yeah, in any situation,
Absolutely.
Luca loses that.
And you know what? If Woody would have made it, it would have been a way more interesting fight because for a majority of Sully's life, and we can say this is Monsters Inc. Sully or Monsters University Sully, and we had to pick him whenever he was because he's taught that children's toys are toxic. So he would have been immediately scared because he would have gotten dropped in a playroom. And his opponent was a
That
toy,
would
which
have
you
been a
think is
really
toxic.
good fight,
But,
honestly.
you know, Luca's better, apparently. And that's why this bracket was so one-sided.
Whatever, y'all nerfed Flick off bat. No shot. Flick doesn't solo this entire crowd.
What?
I don't think
You
Flick
think
stood a chance
Flick
against
beats
Woody.
Woody?
I think Flick beats Goku. Kyle.
Shut. No chance.
While he's wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt.
No.
So we have a reigning champion, Sullivan of Monsters Incorporated, is the reigning champion of the male protagonist Pixar Power Bracket. Please leave your comments below on what you think of our decisions on who, what, and who wins, where, and why, and if you think other things.
Where and why? That's nice.
And then also, like, give us some suggestions. We have a couple things rolling. We were gonna do Disney princes, but like too many of them don't have enough storyline to like give them like reputable attributes. So it'd just be like 5 rich white dudes fighting.
hold on,
Right?
hold
Who
on.
wants to hear us talk about
They're
it?
all molesters and
The final in
pedophiles.
between that is Flynn Rider and Aladdin solos. That's it.
I'd have to relook at the
Aladdin
list.
or Prince Ali? Because Aladdin ain't
Those are
shit.
the same.
The same people.
No.
I
see
don't know.
what he's
John
doing
Smith is a literal warrior. He's a literal army person. From
I
the
mean,
No,
medieval-
Aladdin is street trash.
Hold on. I don't know
Okay,
his name
first of
because
all,
I'm only
it's
in love with his
Beast.
girlfriend.
It's Beast. Beast
Depends on the
wins.
scene.
sure.
It depends on the scene. It depends on who gets home court.
It's peak Beast. Because you don't get Genie. It's just Prince Ali. It's just a man.
Yeah.
Prince Ali, baby, I'm in
Strong ass
yeah.
10
Beats
regular
Prince
man.
Ali any day of the week.
Okay, all I'm gonna say though is we are forgetting another warrior who the name loses Shang. Shang from Mulan. He's also
Yeah,
a
Li
warrior.
Shang is a strong
He's
top
a
3 for
commander.
sure.
Yeah,
But if it's John Smith versus Li Shang and John Smith gets his musket, I mean, that's probably
Historically,
And if we
it
were
goes
doing
to
their
John
weapons,
Smith.
Aladdin would solo because technically his weapon is his genie.
That is facts.
Nah,
his
That is
weapon,
technically his
You
weapon.
can't
he
give him the
uses
genie,
the
though, 'cause
carpet
there's no
more as a weapon
contest.
than he ever uses genie as a weapon.
If you give him genie as a weapon, it's too easy. It's too easy.
He
Well, he
either
can win
gets-
3
he
rounds.
either gets the
He
monkey
can
or he
wish
gets the carpet.
No, because we said it resets ground zero. Okay, sorry, we're getting off topic. So we're gonna do that, but we capped it. But like, I was thinking like we would do some like Greek antagonists, right? So like Greek villains, like Greek god villains would be a good power bracket to go through.
They're
You know,
all
like
villains,
Medusa,
Kyle. Greek gods are awful.
Yeah, I feel like all villains would be
Cerebus
cool.
would be a cool one. But like any other ideas y'all have for like categories for a power bracket that you would find interesting, let us know. Throw it in the comments.
It also doesn't
us on
always
Twitter.
have to be a death battle. It can be like a best of. So if you have something that you think we would have a fun time discussing, like maybe this isn't what I'm suggesting, but like jerseys of teams and stuff like that, stuff that we could argue about. That's content. So yeah.
Outro.
Well, all right, guys, you know what it is. We always appreciate you. Thank you so much. Subscribes, all of it. Rate the podcast on Spotify 5 stars. You know what it is. We love you guys. Thank you.
Like the video.
Like the video.
You are now listening to SpaceBar.